Hi, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Friday. I know sometimes it can be scary. Friday the 13th. We have one this month. We'll have one next month, but it's okay. We've got this, right? So, here with a bonus reading for you for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. We'll use tarot oracle cards and I'll share channel messages as I receive them. But let's stick mostly to the cards. Okay, so any placement of Libra, any area of your life. Southern Hemisphere folks, happy Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's there already. So, all right, what do we have? This is what most needs to be heard, greatest, highest good for the collective. And stick around. I have very important very important channel messages, very important channel messages. Oh, we have expansion here. All right, so this is about you dissolving any sort of limitation, anything that's been holding you back. Making some progress here, reaching new heights of what's possible. What else do we have, please? I'm hearing Coco. Feels like it's a name. It feels like a pet name. All right, what else do we have? Crowning. Oh my goodness, look at that. This is about your manifestations coming through, but it's also about you being, initiated in some way into it's like leveling up, really. If it will be simply stated, that's like leveling up. You're being prepared. This whole journey has been about you being prepared. The word journey was coming in before the reading. Either you connect with the band, or you're maybe assessing your journey at this time, or really wondering maybe what's next. Maybe you're taking some sort of important, powerful action towards what it is you want to bring in, towards your dreams and goals. This is letting go of who you were and embracing the mystery of who you're yet to become. And it is totally connected to expansion. I love those two. They work really well together. Okay. I think I've heard this name recently. I'm not sure. Sometimes if I hear a name and it hasn't been claimed yet, or it needs to find its other person. Sorry, that doesn't make sense, but I'm hearing the name Haley. Okay. And I was hearing a name like Harper before too. So yeah, always leave a comment if it resonates. Love to see those when people get their messages. What else do we have, please? More oracle cards, then we'll do some tarot cards. We're just going to keep this brief in general. Travel. I mentioned journey, and now there's travel across seas here. I'm curious if that's you. Okay. All right. So there's a strong desire to wander or travel and explore the world. It's time you do. So expect to travel soon. I was getting travel off that expansion card because it really does remind me of the first three cards in the suit of wands: the ace, the one, the two. So the ace, the two, the three. Sorry. What else do we have, please? All right. I'm hearing Fisher too. Fisher. And we have third eye. Ooh, look at that. So, some of you really leaning into your intuition at this time, maybe in order to take the next steps towards your passion. Maybe you have a passion to travel, or maybe just expanding your horizons in some way. But this third eye chakra, or this third eye card, is about unblocking and strengthening your third eye. So this can help you bridge the gap from earthly existence to spiritual realms. Maybe you're doing some sort of astral travel or something. What else do we have, please? I'm getting the name Brittany and Bridget. Something, I don't know if, yeah. So, all right, let's see what else. So when I get names, just, claim it or don't. It's right. And then we have stop here. And this says the conditions are not safe to continue on a path. Allow the universe to right any imbalance. Some of you may be feeling like, hey, what's the holdup? Why hasn't this happened yet? Things are needing to fall into place, though. All right, things are needing to align just so, and not necessarily on our timeline. I feel like you know this already. What else do we have? I'm hearing something about leadership too. Tell us about this leadership that I'm hearing about clairaudiently. Oh my gosh, we have happiness. So new leadership could bring you happiness. I'm getting the month of March, which is almost here, and also I'm hearing fuego. Fuego. Let's see what else we have. Makes me think of like really Some of you are maybe wondering if you should stop following your passion here. Maybe that's what you came here to get clarity on. We have clarity of thought here. I love seeing this. Before the reading, I was getting King of Swords energy. That's the ultimate, clarity of thought, character, really, right? Clarity of cognition there. So we have create some space to get clarity so you can see the fantastic future lying before you. Yeah, this is like expanding your thinking too, and that then expanding your world. What do we have, please? Let's get into the Cheeky Tarot. The Cheeky Tarot. Getting a message of inspiration, some of you. Maybe it's in this reading. I hope so. Let's see, what else do we have? Please. All the decks I use are down below. Do only take what resonates. If you're interested in a personal reading, schoolhouseintuitive.com. And I'm going to be closing for a little bit to certain readings in the month of March for a bit. So you might want to try to schedule now if you can. I know it's not always possible, but yeah. So, all right, let's see. What else do we have, please? What else do we have? All right. We have, oh my gosh, there's that King of Clarity right there, folks. Right there. Okay, I looked. Look at this. Have to show you. Not only is the King of Clarity here, but we have his buddy, the Emperor. Hey guys, how you doing? If you're waiting for clarity regarding your stability or what move you should make next, look out. You do the work this weekend or whenever you can do it. Some of you have to work this weekend, but you do the work and you're open to receiving and you put it out there. You're going to be very surprised, I think, at the level of clarity that comes in. It wants to come in. Looking at these cards, you have expansion, which can be anything, right? Crowning, hello, third eye, crown, like all that, being open to the messages. Travel across water with third eye. I mean, what kind of intuitive stuff are you doing here? This is awesome. And then we have clarity of thought, of course, right? I think it's like stop the overthinking, make room for your intuition to speak. Let that be the loudest voice, right? Some of us, we need to get a little less out of, more out of that King of Swords energy and more in like that Queen of Cups, that High Priestess energy, right? Lean into our Pisces energy that's coming up here, right? What else do we have? Of course, we have an eclipse, the first one of the season coming up next week. Don't miss your Sunday morning readings here, weekly readings every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Libras. And then I also post Tuesday and Thursdays. The time can fluctuate, somewhere between like 10 and 2 though. And sometimes bonuses. Okay, Libra, what else? King of Swords, Emperor. They're giving me the number 14. Of course, that makes me think of temperance, but also maybe the 14th for you in some way. Some of you may be getting good news on the 14th. Actually, the 14th is, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it's tomorrow. Southern Hemisphere, it's today. All right. Tell us more. We need quiet now all of a sudden, Cheeky Tarot. Oh, I say that and there's a jumper. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right. I was just kidding around. Jeez. All right, we have the King of Cups here. I hear Athena too. And I keep getting Hawk. So like, think about what Hawk represents. It could also be, I'm getting something about a meaningful exchange that's like, it almost is going to feel as though it's sort of like a loved one in the spirit of, or coming through in the form of something or someone else. So maybe you resonate with Hawks in general. The name Tony could come in, or skateboarding in some way, boarding in general. The King of Cups is somebody who is, you look at this, you have two kings and an emperor. This is a lot of masculine energy, I will say. We all have masculine, feminine energies. Male, female is not the same as masculine, feminine, right? But yeah, this is about you really kind of putting yourself out there. Another card that features a ship on water. This is all about your leadership and you taking those next steps in the journey with clear knowing, okay? That's what this is about. And the way is being shown. You're going to be shown the way here. I'm hearing it's time to shake, rattle, and roll. Okay. And then I just heard Mississippi. I'm very clairaudient if you haven't realized. Okay, that's so anyway, but this is tarot oracle, but I'll tell you what I hear as well, what comes in, but it's not like yesterday's reading where it was mostly channeling. This is not one of those mediumship readings. This is just me being me at the table with you, and what comes out comes out. What else do we have? Whew, what's going on here? I'm getting this thing too about, just being kind of fresh faced and putting your like best self forward, but also this real need to relax and rejuvenate. Get enough sleep, get enough water, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. There's just something here though about, kind of overdoing it. With the King of Cups, I love the King of Cups because this is someone who is they know themselves, right? What I love about this is you have the stability of the Emperor, who by the way is all four kings rolled into one guy. All right. And you also have, the King of Water and the King of Thought, the King of Air. So we have emotions and intuition, we have analysis, thinking. You have this nice balance, but it's like, again, as I said, making room for the clarity of your intuition. That's like your soul speaking to you, right? All right, what else? So what is your soul telling you right now? All right, I just heard someone say that I'm hungry and I need something to eat. Okay. And then I'm picking up on like grilled cheese, so or some kind of sandwich with cheese. I don't know. But all right, let's see what else we have. What else, please? I'm getting a name like Gabrielle. Gabe. Maybe it's Archangel Gabriel. Who knows? Oh, look at that. We have a hanged man, but they're in the reverse. So I'll give you the view of it the way it's supposed to be, upright, right? This is upright where he's actually upside down. And here we are getting that perspective, a new perspective. But I feel like this is resistance of some kind, right? When it's in the reverse like that, it's like resisting this new perspective, maybe not letting go, not accepting something, maybe not being as open to the wisdom as we should be. And I think a lot of it can be that your thinking is maybe overshadowing, again, your ability to access your intuition. All right, what else do we have? There's like a global shift too, I'm getting from this, a global shift. Maybe it's a global shift in consciousness. But they're giving me this thing too about like things kind of being like, yeah, that whole hindsight's 2020, but also just it really is about how we look at something, right? How we view something. And just things aren't always what they seem. Like, that saying, the grass isn't always greener. I am feeling that. And I'm almost feeling like some of you, either you just said that or you're having an experience now where maybe you're even trying to teach that to someone younger than you, or someone that you mentor, whether they're younger or older, doesn't matter. Age doesn't really matter here at this table. But yeah, it's kind of like trying to instill that into somebody, and I'm here to remind you all too that, we all go at our different speeds and paces, and yeah, we're all on different timelines here, but it does feel that if, I think a lot of us are feeling these shifts that things are speeding up too. I'm getting this energy too of this real fatigue of having to always figure things out and like one more thing, and just so much information overload. All right, whatever you can do to have some sort of release or tap into something that you enjoy. I like to do these readings on Fridays because they're just good little reminders from the weekend, because a lot of people do have more time over the weekend to do sort of self-care and all that. And we really need to be doing that if we want to be like in the flow and all that, and connected, and all these other spiritual words, they're just words, right? But it's more about the doing. It's more about living the experience, right? So being in your high priestess energy too is really coming through. She's not on the table, but Just listening to that inner voice, the intuition, your divine truth, your wisdom. You know things. You have things to share. That would be more like Hierophant, but the coming in, all of that coming in, the high priestess energy, I think a lot that's very Piscean, right? And it's also, give something enough time. I know some of you are like, I've given enough time. I understand that. But there's something here about really needing to use your judgment as far as if you're going to just give up on something, or someone. It just feels like there's more than meets the eye with something. Okay, it's yeah. I mean, let's see what else we have. The feelings. Here's the thing: you could also be feeling like someone's actions and their words, like how they say they feel about something, but then what they do not match. So let's see what else. Let's get some clarity on that, please. I feel for a lot of you, that's why we're getting that stop. Like the conditions are not safe. Like I feel like you're going to allow the universe to do its thing. So some of you actually, I feel, are really doing the work right now, or you're going to be doing the work to get this hanged man to a point where we want him upright. We actually want the hanged man upright. The hanged man upright is that surrendering, that acceptance. It's having that new perspective. It's knowing, it's trusting that wisdom, trusting the inner voice, trusting the universe, having faith. Yeah, things are they're gonna balance out. But at the same time, I'm always a fan of not being just passive. There's this balance, and it's like we have to surrender, yes, but that's like kind of in unison. We're also doing what we can to bring in our abundance, to bring in whatever that means for you. It comes in many forms, right? But to bring in what it is you wish to make or wish to change, or have or be or do, right? We're doing the work, but we're realizing some of this is out of our control, but we're not keeping things, and we're not leaving ourselves in environments that just are really hindering our possibilities and our growth, right? What else? Oh my, doing the work, healing. This is amazing. This is great. This is the clarity and the healing. Here it is. There's the hope of being restored. It's like once you put the brakes on something, or you build that boundary. I was getting boundaries before this reading too. Once you put that out there, and you've made your decision, and you live that you don't just say it, you do it. The words actually mean less when it comes to certain things, right? But this is Aquarius energy, by the way, if you're curious. So we have like Aries energy, air, water, uh, yeah, Aquarius. But yeah, if you're doing the work, and you're, yeah, balancing out what you can control. That's what she's doing here, and she's being very vulnerable too. It's a real card of vulnerability, of being tuned in and realizing, yeah, I'm connected to everything. At the same time, I feel like she needs to go up sometimes that little hill and sit under that tree and just kind of ground and center herself. She's needing that time alone. Very intuitive being as well, the star card, she's very connected. So this is about you being the star. This is about the universe working with you as you move forward on an aligned journey, something that's much more just in line with you, right? I'm losing my words here. What's going on? Are we in some kind of retrograde? No, I'm just kidding. Oh wow. And there's the Judgment. Oh my goodness. Some of you are going to be making some big changes, because the happiness to you is no longer uh, negotiable, right? If it's about love, this is about renewal and birth. It's a new phase of a relationship. If it's career, this is about things becoming clear, you becoming very, activate, self-evaluating. There's forgiveness in here, but it's about you actively contemplating something, and really, it's sort of to, um, with star and Judgment, and there's just so much water in this reading. It feels again as though you're very ready to, accept that offer and step up and be and do the things that you know you need to do in order to, fill in the blank, have or do whatever, fill in your dream, goal or wish. um that's really having hope and uncertainty too, it feels like, with these two cards. There's such vulnerability here too, and it's really that, they're accepting, their calling too. So it could feel scary though, but you're taking action, following your heart here on something, because you know it's the right thing to do. You're doing what feels most in alignment with you or for you. Okay, because she's with the star card too. I love the star card. Can you tell? She's kneeling down, right? And so the again, the clothes are about her being herself in her full power. So she has her two vessels of water there, right? And she's pouring one into the earth and one into back into the water, which can be called the pool of consciousness, right? So she has like sort of her feet in two worlds. A lot of the times they show her with her feet, like in original tarot. They show the foot is on top of the water, and it feels like it's sort of like one foot on land, one foot in the water, on top of the water even, kind of like the King of Cups, not getting swept away by whatever's going on around them. This is about being grounded. So the importance of being grounded in your spirituality. Okay, that's what it feels like, to just being grounded in your spirituality. Again, there's that, yes, be grounded, but it's with spirituality, and it's sort of like, wait, that's like kind of a like an oxymoron, a contradiction here, like a jumbo shrimp. Like, what? You can't grounded spirituality. People think spirituality and they think, oh, out there. No, that's not always what spirituality looks like. A lot of people can be very solid and firm and grounded in their spirituality. So maybe you're working on that too, even. All right. So let's see what else. Let's see what else we have for you. I don't want to forget my little announcement here. Actually, I will. Now I'll do that after. I don't want to forget, but I'm like, all right. Let's see. What do we have? What do we have? Please tell us more. Tell us more. Getting creative arts and using your tape measure. Okay, so measuring, maybe. Again, it's sort of like, yeah, there are a lot of things in life that's it's an art and a science, or together. It's like, if anytime you're going to build something too, it's like, yeah, it's creative, but then yes, there might be some sort of like math involved, like if you're a carpenter or something, or other creative projects. You got to have a little of this, a little of that. Even with baking, you have to be kind of exact with things, but then there's also that being able to be creative. So I feel like a lot of you are wanting more of that balance, or that's the advice from spirit and your guides, is to with whatever it is you're doing, that nice balance of head and heart, or what you're wishing for, and then what you must do. There's just such a balance of like opposing energies. It feels very temperance. Oh, temperance, or yeah, it could be justice. Oh my gosh, I was just saying balance. Look at that. Yeah, it's sort of like, for some of you, there's sort of this, what I'm hearing, and it's not even something I think I've ever said or heard, is measured accountability. Measured accountability. It's kind of too, I'm getting this message about accomplishment and having access to resources and who's responsible for what. Maybe you want to have some clearly defined roles. Um, there's something to hear about that balance of like being yourself, but in the beginning, getting to know someone, not laying it on too thick, is what that's the expression they're telling me. Because I talked about baking, and now they're showing me like butter on bread, and there's like too much butter. Like, even too much of a good thing is now not good, right? Like, you got to have that balance of the cake and the frosting, or the butter and the bread. Like, they know I like that stuff, so they're giving me that. So, but yeah, they're everything. I mean, yeah, it's like classic Libra reading, right? Yeah, everything's a balance, but it goes much deeper than that. It's like, again, it's as though now you're living the lessons learned. This is what that feels like. And it feels like, you're taking some of your own advice maybe this weekend. Maybe you are going to tune out, turn stuff up. Like maybe you're not going to be, checking your phone a lot, or that sort of. It's like you're just kind of reconnecting with yourself in different ways. Or again, that's the advice here. I'm getting this message too of, just like with anything, with your intuition, treat it as a muscle. If you don't use it, it's not going to be as strong, you know so really use it. Look at that. You have the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like you using your intuition leads to abundance. There you go. It leads to success, to victory. And I was feeling an accomplishment of some kind. Now you have the Star card and the 6 of Wands. Those are 2 of the cards that signify the spotlight being on you, you getting some sort of recognition. Maybe it is in regard to Pentacles. This woman, she's trained her falcons here. Yeah, she has this many pentacles to give, but she saves this many for herself, or vice versa. She keeps enough for herself, but then the 3, she's like, I can part with those. I could spare those, you know. And she knows that whatever she puts out, she's going to get it back like tenfold, So, and that's another thing, is maybe just kind of having that mindset. But she has really focused on her environment internally and externally and what she can change. She's made those changes. She knows she can't control the weather to help her grow her garden. She knows that. But she has that optimism. The yellow and tarot, it's like very optimistic. Yellow in general, right, is very optimistic. But there's just a lot of gold, a lot of yellow here. Mm-hmm. And she's got that wisdom with her red cap there, and the grapes signifying you've done hard things. You can do hard things. It might just be a matter of, well, there's that saying, measured accountability, like just taking responsibility for what you can. And then, the rest, having that faith. And that's what I think one of the key central messages is about this whole reading, because we have the only card in reversal is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man in reverse. It's not one of my favorite cards to see in reverse. Okay. Because that means that you're kind of, you're maybe holding out too long for something. There's a standstill, there's resistance. There's something where maybe you feel like, not wanting to release, or not wanting to give up some sort of control in some way. And this isn't going to be for everybody, right? Not everything I say in a 30-minute reading is going to hit everybody, but, I'm just going to tell you, you might not ever feel 100% ready for something, but at some point we have to take the leap. Okay. So this could be like, you're just, you're afraid. Well, if money wise, I don't want to, I'm afraid that, I won't have enough, my pentacles here, but she's like, at some point you've got to be like, you know what? I've planned all I can. And now I have to have that faith. I have to trust, which is part of what that Star card's about. And also part of Judgment too. It's like they're opening up to receive blessings. They're opening up. They're vulnerable. They're rising up from their coffins here in the nude, and they're like, help us out, like, throw me a bone here, spirit, So yeah, you could also be feeling just way more introspective. And it could be like you're finally letting go of something that you're like, yeah, I'm just done. The sacrifice is no longer worth it to you, possibly. And I think for some of you, you're digging deep and you're saying, you know what? I've done hard things and I'm going to do this too. This isn't right for me. Adios. Enough with the shenanigans. Ooh, wow. Yeah. 5 of Swords. It might not be easy, right? This card gets a bad rap. It's not that bad. 5 of Swords is about strategy too. All right. The 5 of Swords is like, yeah, maybe you've tried this way, that way. It might be time to try another way. It's time maybe to cut our losses too, or think twice before getting into, any sort of conflict or defeat. You could also be saying, you know what? This is a no-win situation. I'm going to go my separate way here with something. Something may not have felt very fair. You may have lost something or felt you lost out on something, and that could be kind of holding you back. Don't let that loss lead to other things and opportunities that you then miss out on, right? 5 of Wands. There's some conflict there. You know, it seems like it's inner conflict, really, with the way the reading's going. The rest of it seems like inner conflict. I do feel that you're going to be letting that go. You're ready to release it. You're ready for this. Oh my goodness, look at that. You start out with a King of Swords, your tarot card. Last tarot card pulled Queen of Swords. She's got her head above those clouds, right? She's getting that clarity. Maybe that's you. Maybe I'm talking about you. And if you don't have it yet, it's coming in. Just being open to it. And again, doing what you can do. This is somebody who's very meticulous. You know, she has that big picture in her head too. She's got that hard exterior maybe on the surface because she's been through it. She knows. She's been through stuff. Right? So she's giving that wisdom too. That's why her hand is out. She's sharing her wisdom. Again, maybe some of you are in a role where you're having to share your wisdom or wanting to share your wisdom because you've been through a big transition, right? Big transformation, and you're ready to go into that next level. This is somebody who's very independent. She doesn't need anything or anyone outside of her to feel whole. She knows her truth and she knows her worth, and anything outside of that, again, gotta go. It's not, you know, if it doesn't align, she's not afraid to use the sword, right? She moves forward, clear, confident. And I hope that's you. I hope that's you. Let's see what else we have, please. Anything else? Let's get some angel cards, animal numbers, animal cards, angel cards. Here we go. Angel numbers, please. Really getting like faith restored, hope restored. Look at that, a sign of positive transformation. Expect the unexpected. Now we already had 5-5, and then I was bringing up Hierophant without it being here, so that's 5-5-5, and now you have 5-5-5. Let's get other cards, please. Yeah, we have some transformation here. There's big shift here, big clarity coming in. Be ready for that. 22, a sign of balance. What do you know, Libra? Of course, this is about you turning your dreams into reality. That's the energy we're stepping into. And as you do that, you are protected. 333. Okay, this is about your angels guiding you on the right path. Speaking of angels, let's get, where is it? Let's get an angel card for you. The Intuit Angel Oracle. By the way, yes, I did a mediumship reading yesterday here on the channel. Not everybody, you know, some people like absolutely love it. So here's my little announcement, okay? If you don't want to hear it, just fast forward to the part where I flip a card again, okay? But yeah, so I've had that second channel for a while, and I've been thinking, what do I do with it? Nothing felt quite right. And so instead of it just being, oh, all signs tarot, what I'm going to do is it's going to be where I do the channel, more channeled messages and mediumship work, because people come here, a lot of the people for tarot, and a lot of you do enjoy the mediumship channel reading. That's why I know I have to do them, but it's not necessarily going to be on this channel. So it's going to be on my other channel, which was called Mantic Mystic Messages or something like that. Then I changed it to Mantic Mystic Medium. I'm still Schoolhouse Intuitive. Wherever I go, I'm Schoolhouse Intuitive. So my second channel is Schoolhouse in 2 with the number 2 to let you know it's my second channel. This is the Libra channel for tarot. And yes, just like what this is, there's some channeling that comes in because I can't turn that off. I'm intuitive. But then there it is, Schoolhouse Intuitive, TIF, because I'm Tiffany, I'm Tiff. So that's more the psychic mediumship channel, where you can get, I think I'm just going to pretty much do, you know, cards and channeled messages for that, mostly turning up that mediumship volume there. So definitely subscribe over there. If you're looking for it, yeah, it may not show up yet. So that's why I wanted to share this with you, because it may still be under Mantic Mystic medium. It might still be under. So you would search, if you're doing it right now, you might need to look for at Mantic Mystic. Here's the info. And then subscribe there, because I don't know when I'm going to be doing those readings for mediumship when spirit calls me. Sometimes I get names and I'm like, I have to deliver this message. So it's going to be videos of different lengths and things and different types of messages. But yeah, so that's that second channel, Schoolhouse in Two, number 2, Tiff. I'm Tiffany. All right. So I hope to see you there. Again, please do subscribe, though, if you're interested in that, because that's how you're going to get those readings. All right. And personal readings, again, schoolhouseintuitive.com. All right. This one came up recently. So this is card 23, Sabril. Sabril. I think that's how we say it. Sabriel. Yeah. Angel of Impossible Miracles. This is someone who, okay, call on me when you need an impossible miracle and I'll set a series of events into motion to bring it out. Ooh, okay. Connecting to Bloodstone, many timelines that came in your reading, and surprises that came in. Expect the unexpected. So you might have a miracle coming in. Like it could come in the form of a thought, like something you've been trying to figure out for a while. Perfect example, that channel of mine today, boom, I know what to do with it. I know now. I woke up like knowing. I hardly slept at all, but I woke up knowing. And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I think you're going to get stuff like that happening. And not just like today or this weekend. This is going to be going forward, like within the next like several months, even. I feel like the next 2 years even could just be like this. I don't know why I'm getting that number. That's what I'm getting. So this is the angel of spark of wonder, rapid healing, vitality, miracle cures, astonishing surprises. An astonishing surprise in a good way. Something's going to happen quickly. Again, it's gonna feel almost unbelievable, right? You're gonna be like, am I seriously? Look at that. Ruler of the Divine Chariot, Rick Biel, card 16. Can you believe this? And then you have Jeremiel, the angel of symbols and dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. You could be getting signs, symbols, synchronicities. Now, let's read about these angels. So, Rick Biel, movement, dynamic action, coordination, defeats and fights chaos, teleportation. Remember I said astral travel too? Connecting to the full moon, the word is go in smoky quartz. So this is, I shelter you from storms. I show you how to use your Merkaba to become a chariot of divine power. And then we have connecting us to Scorpio energy. We have card 29, Jeremiel. So this is life lessons, emotional connection, visions, clear cognizance, speaking through signs. That's clear knowing. This is connecting to Amethyst. The time period is 1 month and look for a sign. So when you feel stuck and you need guidance, ask me for dreams and give you clarity of what course of action to take. Beautiful. Beautiful. Rabbit awareness, card 17. There we go. Card 17. So notice what's happening within and around you. Hidden gifts and opportunities will reveal themselves as you slow down and listen. And it's 17, which is star card energy, right? I said I was going to keep this reading shorter. Yeah, it's really not that much shorter, is it? But I do hope you enjoy it. Please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe. Use those hype points, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, the hype is when you see the comments and you slide it over, it'll say hype this video. It's totally free. But with you doing that, by giving me the hype points, they're totally free. That then helps me get this video out to other people. And I'm still trying to grow this channel so that it can be my life's work, because I do feel this is what I'm supposed to do. And thank you to those of you who leave me the kind comments and send me messages and have book personal readings, and you've really helped me confirm things on my own path. And so I really appreciate that. That's why I like doing these readings, because I know it's, we're helping each other. So thank you so much. I genuinely mean that. What else, please? I heard Maggie too. All right, Scarab, Chaos Magic. Second card with chaos on it. My job here is to pay attention to things like that for us. And so we're seeing it again. It's like divine chaos, divine order. Maybe the ish hits the fan. Who knows with something. Soul Star Chakra. But can we handle it? Yes. because guess what? What appears to be falling apart is actually falling into place. Yep. And that's new life emerging from seeming chaos. So trust in divine order and timing. And guess what? Polar bear, empowerment. Card 3, that's our Empress energy, card 3. Earth star chakra. You're stronger than you think. Harness your true innate power. Let nothing hold you back. Be bold and courageous, because guess what? You can do this. And as I always say, you didn't come this far to only come this far. Thanks so much for being here. I hope this weekend treats you really well. Take care.